to boost disaster response, and internationally, Trump to end protected status for Afghans and Cameroonians. The details of these and other stories right after this.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up this morning, Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore says the March 19th protest action was planned and unlawful. His statements came as the police arrested and charged the 24th person in connection with protest action on Victoria Street. Mr. Blackmore says evidence indicates that the protest was organized with the intention of storming Dominica's parliament on that day. The Honourable Minister spoke at a press conference called by the Ministry of National Security on Friday.
The notion that your government is repressive, that your government is anti-expression of free speech, anti-people's right to assembly and to protest is false and misleading. And the facts will speak for themselves. Let me just say further that what transpired on the 19th of March last month was nothing close to freedom of expression and freedom of association. Based on the intelligence which I cannot disclose here today, it was a planned protest with the intent to storm Parliament. A number of pre-recorded pronouncements and live pronouncements made before that actual date, that the intention was to mobilize a significant number of people and with the intention of making it difficult for the police to contain. They were not able to mobilize a significant number in the area of 3,000 or 5,000 that they were targeting, and monies were raised for that purpose. But 180 people approximately were actually mobilized, and the 180 people can cause serious disruption. I want to take this opportunity to highly commend the police for the manner in which they discharge the duty on behalf of the people of this country. They were calm, professional, and use reasonable force to curtail a mob.
Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore. Meantime, the country's minister calls on Dominicans to safeguard against misinformation.
For those who say that it is people's right to protest, my answer to you is yes. For those who use the Constitution, specifically Section 10 and 11, to justify the notion that is misconstrued, that your freedom of assembly and association come without limitation and restriction, that is not true at all. And in that vein, I would like to make a special plea to the people of Dominica. We were struck and affected by COVID-19, one of the most devastating disasters to hit this country. We embarked on a national mobilization exercise on education to vaccinate the people of Dominica and to immunize the people of Dominica against this deadly vaccine. Likewise, there's an urgent need for a national mobilization and educational process and program to vaccinate our people against misinformation and disinformation. And what is that vaccine, therefore? That vaccine I want to characterize is knowledge. You should know your right under the Constitution and other relevant laws of this country, as well as your responsibility. And who can provide that vaccine? Those of us and those of you with that knowledge has that moral responsibility to educate our populace and to avoid them from being misled, as we saw manifesting on the street on the 19th of March 2025.
Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore. Well, a student of the Pioneer Prep, Sunny Laville, has emerged top in the 5th competition of Round 1 of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition. 7 schools participated in the competition, which took place at the Berrien Christian Academy in Bave State yesterday, Friday. Well, here's now is an excerpt of the top reader, Sunny Laville.
President of Dominica Association of Teachers, Marvin Alexander, has advised teachers to perform their duties with distinction in spite of the concern over poor payment. He told the Teachers' Day rally at Dubla on Friday that the welfare of students must be a priority. Meantime, 5 retired teachers were awarded by Dominica Association of Teachers during their World Teachers' Day rally in Dubla.
Top reader from yesterday's reading competition, Sani Laville. Meantime, coordinator of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition, Kirshina Joseph, has the names of the top readers from Friday's competition.
And tying for 4th position, we have 2 schools. From the Ebenezer SDA Primary, Kira David, and Sakina Prosper from the Convent Prep. Coming in 3rd, from the Petit Savant Primary School, Malik Smith. 2nd, from our host school, the Berrien Christian Academy, Jahid Walsh. And topping competition 5 in round 1 of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition 2025 is Sani Laville from the Pioneer Preparatory School.
That was coordinator of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition, Kirshina Joseph, while the final competition of round 1 of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition will take place on Monday at the Soufriere Primary School. Minister for Housing, Melissa Popon-Skerrit, says works are progressing on the Woodford Hill housing development. The housing development forms part of the 2022 housing initiatives which were announced by the government of Dominica. MMCE Development Limited has partnered with local contractors to build 8 standalone home units and 2 two-story building units. Each unit will have 3 bedrooms, 2 toilets, a bath, kitchen, dining area, laundry area, and a porch. Mrs. Skerrit, on a post on her Facebook page, said the Woodford Hill housing development is progressing very well. The minister added that plastering, sealing, rendering, tiling, roadworks, and more are currently ongoing. The Portsmouth Town Council will stage Pan and Jazz for the 2nd year running on May 1. Mayor of Portsmouth, Kerry Brady, says Pan and Jazz will set the stage for the May 4th Jazz and Creole at the Kerbrits National Park.
It's the 2nd year the Portsmouth Town Council has been bringing on this event, and this year we're going to transform the streets of Portsmouth into a jazz line. So it's a jazz corner. Think of color, think of music, think of art, think of just a vibe. And we want to invite you to come and join us on May 1st from 7 p.m. There are so many different things. We're going to have an art competition among our schools in the north, and it's going to be incorporated into our events. We'll have a lot of local artists in the town of Portsmouth. Miss Monel Alexis is going to be on, bringing on the poetry. And we have persons like Earl White and Kalisha Aaron. And we also have an international sax artist who is going to be with us as well on that day, out of the BVI, Jeremy Jusax, Iman Ban. It's a lot. It's going to be a real transformation. When you walk through Bay Street, it's going to be something that you've never seen. The vibe, the poetry, the art.
And that was Mayor of Portsmouth, Kerry Brady. Meantime, Jazz and Dine with Lily Octave and Friends is set for April 26 at the Alliance Française.
It is a pleasure to present a truly transformative musical event, Jazz and Dine with Lily Octave and Friends. Born out of a visionary creativity by Miss Lily Octave herself, this event has rapidly become a beacon in the Dominica jazz scene, reshaping our musical landscape through the innovative subgenre she created called the Caribbean Neo Soul. Now, this is a little... At its core, Jazz and Dine is more than a concert. It's a celebration of community, heritage, and artistic collaboration. Today, we stand proudly as we echo the hard work and dedication of Lily Octave and her musical collective, Limix. Their commitment to breaking musical boundaries not only enriches our local culture, but also serves as yet another strong musical bridge to the world. This year, we are thrilled to host our event at the Alliance Française de la Dominique. So following Jazz and Cocktail on April 25th, where we will be honoring Colin XP, Join us on April 26, 2025 from 5 p.m. for Jazz and Dine with Lily Octave and Friends for an evening that promises to once again dazzle the senses, introduce over 14 new original songs, and premiere 2 exclusive albums.
And that was Lily Octave. Well, nurse Rhonda Ismail has topped the list of participants who have excelled in continuing professional development. A number of nurses were recognized by the General Nursing Council.
So today we want to recognize some of our nurses who have done exceptionally well. At the Nursing Council, we have set standards for continuing professional development. Enrolled nurses are supposed to present evidence of having completed 30 hours of continuing professional development, RNs 40 hours, and advanced practice nurses 60 hours, which includes 20 hours in the area of specialty. And topping that list was a very young nurse, this Rhonda Ismail, with 289 hours, presenting the awards to the people who excelled in CPD. Alancia Paquette Baron, followed by Marie-Louise John Lewis, Jessica Coffey, Marie-Louise John Lewis, Aline Duado Ortega, Eliza Francis, Diane Hogan, Stephen Nixon, Yvonette Anatole Carbon, Florestine Lewis, Zuzel Maria Sanchez Echevarria, Julian Juliette Blaise, Martha Laura, Lucille Francis, Alice John Hope, Bernadette Ostry, Colin Jackson, Steffi Marie, Aisha Daru Thomas.
And that was President of the General Nursing Council, Shirley Augustine. Meantime, a number of nurses were presented with special awards.
Patient Advocate, Joanna Laura Blaise, Anne Prosper Laville, Nursing Ethics and Professionalism, Deborah Roach Philip, Information Dissemination, Maria Dubois. Nurse Dubois always calls to find out whether she's on the right track, what it is, how she must do it. Pride in wearing of the uniform, Aisha Daru Thomas, Cornelia Edmond, Anne-Marie Fontaine, and Bernadette John Peter.
Once again, that was President of the General Nursing Council, Shirley Augustine. Meantime, Minister for Health, Kasani Laville, told the awardees that Dominica is blessed to have their services.
You all are blessed with the power to give life and to restore both physically and emotionally. And that is why for many of you, when people come to the hospital or you meet people in the district, it is often said you don't necessarily need a diagnosis to heal, because it is simply by the way you talk to someone, by the way you interact with someone, that already in itself can brighten someone's day. And I know and I trust that you all, the awardees who are there for us, this is the spirit, the virtues that you continue to embody every single day. And Dominica is blessed to have you. In a world where the demand for your services continues to grow, and we know the reality of nurse attrition, you all are highly skilled and you all are in demand everywhere. Can we afford to pay you in a way that these more established, more resource-blessed countries, not human resource though? No, we can't. And we know it's not about money for you. It is more than that, much more than that. We thank those of you who have remained. We thank those of you who have returned. We thank those who have left and who continue to stay in touch and give advice and directions on the way care is delivered, how it's done in other places, so we ourselves can improve. And certainly, we have made strides. We don't take you all for granted, the true heroes who have remained. And that is why we continue every day to do what it takes to improve the environment, the structure, for you to operate and to thrive.
That was Minister for Health, Kasani Laville. The Dominica State College is taking steps towards improving its technical and vocation skills training program. Marketing and Communications Officer at the Dominica State College is Kimberly Benjamin.
The focus on technical and vocational skills training at Dominica State College is stronger than ever. With the near completion of the renewed auto mechanics workshop, students will soon have access to a modern, fully equipped space for hands-on learning by September 2025. We want to take the opportunity to say special thanks to the government of Dominica and Office of the Prime Minister for facilitating this project. And this exciting development comes at the perfect time as DSC has just launched its spring short courses for 2025, set to begin in less than 2 weeks. This year's lineup includes basic electricals, refrigeration and air conditioning, basics in accounting, bookkeeping, and a specialized 2-day workshops in etiquette and nutrition. Whether you're looking to upgrade your skills or explore something new, DSC's short courses offer flexible schedules, expert instructors, and hands-on training to meet your needs.
That was Marketing and Communications Officer at the Dominica State College, Kimberly Benjamin. Let's move to news from the region where Barbados has secured a $30 million loan from the World Bank to enhance its disaster risk management and ensure quicker, more effective responses in the face of emergencies. The Disaster Risk Management Development Policy Loan includes the Catastrophic Deferred Drawdown option, an innovative World Bank financing instrument that will provide a fast access line of credit to support a timely and effective response once an emergency is declared. This mechanism ensures that the country can mobilize resources quickly without delays that typically accompany traditional financing methods. Internationally, thousands of Afghans and Cameroonians will have their temporary deportation protection terminated, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has announced. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem found the conditions in Afghanistan and Cameroon no longer merit U.S. protection, according to a statement from DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. An estimated 14,600 Afghans previously eligible for temporary protected status or TPS are now set to lose it in May, while some 7,900 Cameroonians will lose it in June. This has been the DBS Major Morning News. A quick recap of the headlines. Minister for National Security says the March 19 protest action was planned and unlawful. In news from the region, Barbados secures $30 million World Bank loan to boost disaster response. And internationally, Trump to end protected status for Afghans and Cameroonians. While the best in sports comes up next, stay tuned.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 B Street in Portsmouth.
Exciting news from NBD. We are relocating to a bigger, better, and more modern space. On April 22nd, we will be welcoming you to our Old Street branch, designed with your comfort and convenience in mind. More space for a seamless banking experience, modern facilities, and enhanced services. Now in a brand new space. Please note that our last day of operations at our Bayfront branch will be April 17th, 2025. For more details, contact us at 255-2300 and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. NBD, your partner, your bank.
Well, welcome to the DBS Major Morning Sports. First up this morning, well, Dominica put an end to their 4-match losing streak in the Jean Pierre Caribbean Youth Netball Tournament as they ended the competition with a win last night. Well, Dominica pulled off the hard-fought 22-17 win over Antigua to put the competition with one win, or to end the competition, that should be, with one win and 4 defeats. Team captain Delicia Julian says while the results overall were disappointing, it was good to pick up a victory in the final match.
We said that our last game going to be our best game and we have to put our foot forward to win this match. And it just feels great.
So what are some of the things that worked for you out there tonight?
Well, we came out to fight. We said that we're going to fight from the first whistle to the last whistle, and we did that.
Wonderful. Where do we go from here?
Well, this is my last under 16 tournament, but we still have this under 16, and I'm saying that next year they're going to come back better and stronger.
That was National Under-16 team captain Delicia Julian. Well, let's move to some football news this morning. We're defending DFA Premier League champions. The Central Cooperative Credit Union Dublin FC will be looking to move into the top spot this afternoon as the DFA Premier League continues at the DFA Technical Centre. The defending champions are sitting in second place on 7 points, 2 points behind the Buffet State Maho Soca Strikers, or the Belfast Estate Maho Soca Strikers. Dublin will battle a struggling Connect 767 Quartz Ready Cash East Central this afternoon at 4 p.m. Well, East Central sit at the bottom of the table without a win from their first 3 matches. Meantime, Valvoline We United will go in search of their 3rd straight win when they battle Sagicor Southeast. That game gets underway at 6:30. The national under-19 team will be looking to take another step towards winning the Winlot Windward Islands under-19 cricket tournament this morning as that tournament continues in Grenada this morning. Dominica sits at the top of the points table with 6 points, having won 3 of their 4 matches played so far. Dominica will battle Grenada as the second round continues today. Grenada got the better of Dominica earlier this week, winning by over 100 runs. A win for Dominica will see them be crowned champions. The other match today will see St. Vincent play in St. Lucia. In more cricket this morning, the Windward Island Volcanoes head coach Kenroy Peters says he is disappointed with the showing from the team at the 2025 Regional 4-Day Tournament. The Windwards ended their campaign with an embarrassing 10-wicket defeat to the West Indies Academy. The Volcanoes finished their season with just 1 win, 1 draw and 5 defeats and will likely finish in 7th place.
We didn't bat well. There's no secret. Talk about doing all the simple things well. We talk about match awareness. I don't think we actually applied ourselves properly. There were some good deliveries and there were some deliveries that we felt that shouldn't get out on those other deliveries. So it really disappointed. When you look at it for the last 4 innings last year, and throughout this whole, we have experienced the same issues. We have batters getting out in similar fashion, or not as even same fashion. So it boils down to probably mindset, belief, or simply that we're not patient enough. It's a lot of questions that we can ask. We can only pinpoint what we think, where we're going wrong. We can put all the things in place. But as we cross that line on match day, it's a different scenario where everything changes. And I think it may have to do with self-awareness. You know, this is my strength. This is where I'm not strong at. How do I go through these tough periods?
Well, that was Windward Islands Volcanoes head coach Kenroy Peters. Defending champions Guyana are well on their way to retaining their CWI Regional 4-Day title. Of course, that's cricket. Guyana are in a strong position heading into the 4th and final day in their matchup with Trinidad. Kimo Paul fell just short of a century as Guyana made 463 in their first innings. He got 93 and Raymond Perez 82. Carrie Pierre took 4 for 119. Trinidad in their second innings were at 101 for 2 at stumps. Amir Jango 50 scores headed into day 4. It's Trinidad 240 and 101 for 2. Guyana 463. Trinidad trails by 122 runs. Meantime, Shakir Paris hit an unbeaten half-century, leading the combined campuses and colleges to a win over the Jamaica Scorpions. Jamaica were bowled out for 342 on Friday, with John Campbell hitting 104. The CCC chased down the 150-run target, losing 5 wickets. Shakir Paris hit 85 not out. The final scores: Jamaica 133 and 342. The CCC 327 and 153 for 5. The CCC won by 5 wickets. And Barbados are fighting back in their day-night match with the Leeward Island Hurricanes. Barbados were bowled out for 315 Friday afternoon. Matthew Ford hit 120. The Leewards in their second innings were 76 for 8 at stumps last night, a lead of 205 runs. Well, the scores headed into the final day: Leewards 444 for 9 declared and 76 for 8, and Barbados 315. Well, let's fly back to Dominica for some local cricket, where the Kalinago territory will come alive this weekend with the official opening of the Gullet River Softball League. That tournament gets underway on Sunday. Here is League Coordinator Vaughn Elize.
At present, we have 7 teams confirmed to participate. The tournament will be conducted in a round-robin format, wherein each team will play against each other. The structure is designed to ensure fairness and maximum participation. As we prepare for this exciting event, we look forward to high standards of sportsmanship and fair play. We also look forward to involving and inspiring our youth, who continue to play a vital role in the growth of cricket in our community. We are proud to share that 2 of our very own young players, that's Kenny Valmont and Dylan John, are currently serving on national duties. A true testament to the potential and dedication found within our community. This league is not just about competition, it is also about building a platform for development, unity, and shared passion for the game. We extend our best wishes to all teams and invite the full support of the community in making this event a memorable and meaningful success.
And that was League Coordinator Vaughn Elize. Once again, the tournament gets underway on Sunday. Well, let's move over to some cricket, this time from the women's side. The West Indies women's captain Hayley Matthew came up trumps with the ball as the West Indies women were able to hold on to pick up a much-needed win over Ireland, as matches continued on Friday in the Women's World Cup qualifiers in Pakistan. While the game was reduced to 33 overs aside due to rain. The West Indies batted first and got 181 for 6 in their allotted overs. Stephanie Taylor and Chanel Henry made 46 runs each. Zeta James got 36. Ireland needed 182 to win, needed 8 of the last over, but Hayley Matthews held her nerves as the Windies were able to hold on for the 6-run win. Ireland were bowled out for 175. Hayley Matthews took 4 for 24, Ram Harak 2 for 27, and Aliyah Alin 2 for 33. West Indies women's captain Hayley Matthews was named player of the match.
Yeah, I think just a bit of relief. Obviously, the game getting pretty close there and had to keep her nerve, but super happy to get the win in the end.
Can I ask you what you were thinking when Ireland were going so well at 56 for none? The kind of body language of the team looked a bit down. It looked as though you didn't know where a wicket was going to come from. Did you really believe you could turn that game around?
Yeah, I think so. We felt like we just had to stay really calm. We knew a few wickets could change the game massively, and that's exactly what happened. But as bowlers, we just needed to stick to our plans as long as possible and hopefully find a way to get the breakthrough.
Okay, what about for the team? You've played 2, you've won 1, you've lost 1. Every game's pretty much going to be must win from here. Do you come away from today's win, albeit a narrow one, with real confidence that you can qualify?
Yeah, we for sure take some confidence out of this, but still looking at areas we can improve for sure. Like I said, that intent with the bat and probably just being able to score a bit quicker. But for sure, looking at a lot of the positives, we've been fielding pretty decent over the last 2 games, and our bowling unit's really been doing well today, especially the spinners. So, yeah, just looking to take the positives out of it and hopefully come back next game even stronger.
And that was West Indies women's captain Hayley Matthew. Well, the Windies now sit in 4th place in the point standing with 2 points. Pakistan leads the way with 4 points. The West Indies' next match is against Pakistan on a Monday. And finally, former Jamaica and West Indies wicketkeeper Jeff Dujon says Shai Hope is the best choice to be the next West Indies Test captain. Dujon has echoed the view of a former teammate and captain Sir Clive Lloyd, while acknowledging the decision is solely up to Dujon. Says the West Indies Test team needs Hope now.
I have no sort of doubt that our best choice right now for a West Indies captain would be Shai Hope. One, he's an excellent player. He's an excellent batsman, and I need to see him back in Test cricket. I think he's wasting a lot of his talent with just one-day cricket. West Indies cricket, Test cricket needs him now, and I think once he settles into playing a bit more Test cricket, we'll see exactly how good a player he is, because he is the best player we have, the best batsman we have, and he has been for a long time. So it's the decision of being the all-format captain is really up to him. It's what he figures that he can handle.
And that was former West Indies wicketkeeper Jeff Dujon. Taking us to the end of this morning's edition of the DBS Radio News and Sports. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us at 1:15 for another edition of News and Sports right here on your nation station, DBS Radio. Don't forget, coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, it's Connecting the Dots. This morning's guest on Connecting the Dots is Dwayne Murphy, Dominican-born Canadian actor. He joins Ivona John Baptiste Luge and Nigel Francis this morning from 9 o'clock right here on Connecting the Dots, 9 o'clock on DBS Radio. And of course, don't forget on Monday, people, please don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel of DBS Radio. And of course, just make sure that you get on board with that. Monday, it is the final competition in round 1 of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition. We are coming to the Soufriere. Well, DBS Radio is coming to the Soufriere Primary School on Monday. Great programming throughout the rest of the day and, of course, throughout the rest of the weekend right here on DBS. On behalf of the News and Sports Department, I was your presenter this morning. My name is Joseph Fadul.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Exciting news from NBD. We are relocating to a bigger, better, and more modern space. On April 22nd, we will be welcoming you to our Old Street branch, designed with your comfort and convenience in mind. More space for a seamless banking experience, modern facilities, and enhanced services. Now in a brand new space. Please note that our last day of operations at our Bayfront branch will be April 17th, 2025. For more details, contact us at 255-2300 and follow us on Facebook and Instagram Instagram. NBD, your partner, your bank.
Let's now present to you this morning's edition of the DBS Radio Insert of the Package. This morning's edition of the Insert of the Package is brought to you compliments of our good friends at A&A Low Price Center.
A&A Low Price Center in the village of Calabishi offers the best prices for the freshest products ever. One-stop convenient shopping at A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi. For your foods, your everyday needs, snacks, liquor, dry goods, and more. Just about everything located in the flat of Calabishi, directly in the center of the village. Come to A&A Low Price Center on the highway in Calabishi. A&A Low Price Center is